Welcome to Impact Masters Podcast in collaboration with Africa's Talking Retold Podcast, where every conversation sparks new insights. Join us as we delve into the stories of extraordinary individuals who are shaping our world, movers and shakers in tech, policymakers, entrepreneurs, entertainers, and all those whose stories are worth telling. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and transformed. Welcome, and let's embark on this journey of discovery together. Impact Masters Podcast. You can check us out on all social media platforms. You can also find us across all podcast channels. Simply search for Impact Masters, then subscribe, follow, and share. www.impactmasters.io. Here's your host, Michael Kamathi.
Thank you so much. Welcome back. This is Impact Masters Podcast in collaboration with Retold Podcast, hosted by Impact Masters and Africa's Talking, to ensure that we bring you movers and shakers, especially in tech and in Africa, doing amazing stuff to change the ecosystem or to influence what is happening in different sectors, just to ensure that we are building sustainable ecosystems and telling authentic stories of our African brothers and sisters. And today we have Karuga.
Yes.
Man, your story is super amazing. I didn't know a lot of things that actually that you mentioned. And one interesting aspect is how you didn't lose the focus when it comes to, you want to be a lawyer, because you want to be a leader.
Yeah.
And I can attest today, man, you are a leader.
Thank you.
Still show the leadership in different aspects. So, you said there's something actually that didn't that kept you going and just saying, this is what I want to be. As a primary teacher, I still want to be a lawyer.
Yes.
What was that?
So, number one, I wanted to change my life and I wanted to change the life of my parents. And I knew I wanted more. And I knew the determination was excellent. The determination that I required, I needed to ensure that I worked very hard.
Yes.
So I had published books, as I said, at the age of 17. And my first book is called Teenage Dreams. In fact, I wrote that book when I was still in Form 3. And when I wrote that book, because I used to write in full caps and then distribute it to the class to read.
For review.
And that used to go to classes, all the classes. And everybody used to come and tell me, chapter 2, chapter 3.
Oh, okay.
Where's chapter 4? That's when I realized.
It was that interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chapter 5, I kept on writing. And I realized, people are actually identifying with the story that I am actually giving. So it circulated and it started going even to other girls' schools outside.
Okay.
So
I'm tempted to ask, did this get you, your girlfriend, this reminds me of something very funny that we used to do in high school. I didn't have the best of handwriting, but I realized when I focus, I can write an handwriting that someone can pay for. The calligraphy.
Calligraphy, yes.
Yeah, so I used to do that for my folks in high school at a fee. Because, I'll tell my story one day. I don't want to preempt. But that reminds me that particular moment how actually words, either written or verbal, can influence a lot of things, especially in leadership and when there's change.
Yeah.
But that was just a prelude.
I wrote that book, and that book it's called Teenage Dreams.
Yes.
And Teenage Dreams is basically about this young man who found teenage love. And I was basically also prophesying my life through that book. I was writing what I wanted.
Intentionally or just, something flew?
So I was writing what I wanted to become.
Okay.
So I created a story around what I wanted to become. I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be, out there as a leader.
Yeah.
So that's what I wrote.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, the motivation was very big because I wanted to also get money to go to the university. But my salary at that school
I can only imagine
was 5,000 bob. Okay? But I did not last there long because Karuga municipality, where I went to school, said, "Oh, you can come and become an untrained teacher with us." All right. But then now Karuga municipality, as I told you, was an excellent place. So even the accommodation now was substantially different from what I just explained.
Yes.
They gave us nice houses, and the place was cleaned. The place was good. Excuse me.
Yeah.
It was. I moved, so I think it was maybe after 3 months. I moved from this school. I went back to my alma mater.
Yeah.
Where I was. I keep telling people that's where I was shaped.
Yeah.
I went back there to become a teacher, an untrained teacher. Excellent.
Yes.
And I started working alongside the teachers who taught me.
Yes. It was quite surreal.
Oh my God. I loved every bit of it.
Yes. Did you learn from them even now on the other side of discipline?
Yes.
And you're like, I understand why maybe people used to be caned.
I started to understand.
Yeah.
And you see the teachers at that time now, they're now treating you like an adult.
Yeah.
And you're able to have discussions with them.
Yeah.
So to a great extent, I was mentored.
Yeah.
By those teachers, some of them who are still there up to date.
Yeah.
In fact, Mr. Getora now, who used to be my class teacher in 1999, is a principal today currently
of the school. Yeah.
And those are people who actually really mentored me. And when I joined, he was now, after being my class teacher, he became now my colleague, and he was my deputy head teacher at that time when I was now a teacher. And it was an excellent time for me to basically learn.
Yeah.
Now, the salary was still 5,000, but there was something different.
Yes.
They used to cut 500 for accommodation.
Okay.
And then they used to cut a quarter of your salary. We used to call it quarter. For the first 4 months. So they keep it. So that now when they keep that money, in case when you leave or you destroy something, they can cut from there, or they can give you that amount.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how much I used to get at the end of the month. After a quarter of 5,000 is removed, and then 500 is removed.
Yes.
And my mother had ensured that I got into a chama where we used to contribute 1,000 shillings.
Jesus Christ.
So
if you got 2 nguizis, as they call them nowadays, or 2K, you are lucky.
Yes. So it was, that was where basically life started.
Yeah.
But now I started actively applying for university. And I applied the places where I would study law was Kenyatta University, University of Nairobi, or Kwea. So I applied I went to Kenyatta University. I applied and I did not get any feedback. I went to University of Nairobi. I'm not sure I applied for University of Nairobi, but I applied for Kwea. And when I was still teaching, I received feedback from Kwea. And I was told that you have qualified and you are to report in January of 2010. I was over the moon.
Yeah.
I have been accepted.
This is it.
I have been accepted. Oh, I was so excited. I was so happy.
Yeah. And it's in your strength.
Yes. This is where I'm going.
So you are sure you're going to kick.
But we had a problem. I have been called to study law at Kwea.
Which is a private university.
It's a private university.
And the private school fee.
It's private school fee.
And private everything else.
Everything was private.
Including accommodation.
Yes.
Yes.
I went to my parents and I told them, hey, I have received an invitation letter.
Yeah.
An admission letter.
Yeah. This is after how many years after high school? 2 years. Almost 2 years.
This was I finished high school in 2008. So I was out in 2009.
Yeah.
So it was just 1 year actually.
Okay.
So 2009 and then now was 2010.
Yes.
Hey. I went and told my parents, hey, I have been invited to Catholic University. Do you know my parents did not speak?
Because now you have introduced a new problem.
I've introduced a new problem.
An expensive one though.
They looked at me. I knew deep down when I looked at them, they had the desire
for you to go.
But the reason why that morning they did not speak, because I told them,
yes,
I have actually been called
to do law. At the Catholic University.
And this is the I'm talking about. And they just looked at me. And it was not out of arrogance. I remember they did not want to say anything. Now, in hindsight, I know when they looked at the letter, we could not afford. It was not possible to, because the school fees at that time to study law, tuition fee was 133,000
per year or per semester?
per semester, not inclusive of accommodation.
And food,
And the food.
and books, and
And when I finished Karuga Municipality, Kenyaga High School, I had a balance of 20,000 shillings,
which has not been settled.
which has not been settled.
Yeah,
Now, you are telling us
you need this after every 4 months.
you need 133 every 4 months.
Are you crazy or what, Karuga?
I think they may have wondered, is this guy...
And for those who don't know, Kirinyaga is not one of the most affluent.
Yes.
Most of the people, okay, things might have changed nowadays. But if you go 10 years, 5 years back, most of people there depend on farming.
Yes.
Even right now, maybe majority
Even
still
now,
depend on farming.
I was taken through school
Yeah.
by the proceeds of coffee. My school fees was basically paid from coffee farming. And now the money I was talking about on when they come and get the maize. So coffee farming and coffee had been taken to the dogs for the longest time.
Still is. Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
And it was a it was a pittance. So what happened is we used to get checks. So from the factory. So we are given checks to pay school fees. So there was a charity fund where you would
It's more like a loan.
yes, so you'd be able to pay school fees, but then now it is deducted when the payout comes. But then by the time I was finishing secondary school, I had a balance of 20,000.
Which means that money was not even enough.
Yes, it was not enough.
Yeah.
So in fact, one of my uncles, we call him Babaduta, God bless his soul because he's just an amazing human being, helped us clear
The 20,000.
the 20,000 because you could not be given your certificates.
And you cannot go to the private university without the
Yes.
certificates.
So you cannot go to school. I mean, you cannot be given the leaving certificate and your transcripts
Yes.
without completing.
Yeah,
I think
the
now
balance.
they have really tried to remove that kind
it's
of
still the
thing.
same, bro.
It's still the same.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So my uncle is one who actually paid
The balance.
20,000.
Yeah.
So my uncle and my auntie, Mama and Babaduta, they were able to help me pay
Yeah.
to clear that balance. But then now, saying 133,000 was a stretch. Who was going to pay?
Yeah. Yeah.
But now I told my parents,
Yeah.
you know what? I have been called to choir and I am going to choir. So what I did is I left Kirinyaga. I came to Nairobi.
All alone.
I came alone, yes. Because having grown up in Nairobi, I knew my way around properly. And my cousin Michael, I mentioned Michael.
Is
Michael
that-
used to live in Pipeline. So I went to his house. And I told Michael, Michael, you know what? I've come. I'm supposed to join university. I don't have any money.
Yeah.
You remember the books I told you I published?
Yes.
My uncle Babanduta owns a
Publishing, yeah.
a publishing press. So they printed books for me, and I sold books. And in my pocket, I had 50,000 shillings
Out of the books.
out of the books. So basically, my uncle drew that.
Now, this is the uncle who paid the 20,000,
Yes.
or it's the uncle in
that-
Lavington?
Not the uncle in Lavington.
Okay.
The uncle who owns a press. So they own a press with my aunt.
Okay.
So they basically printed the books for me.
Yeah.
And as I was being a teacher, I was selling. But towards the end of 2009, I quit my job as a teacher to concentrate on the sales.
Yes.
Because the books were selling like
Moving
hotcakes.
fast, yeah.
So I had 50,000 in my pocket, and I knew this was the money that I was going to use as down payment. But now my uncle had said, because we don't have money to take you to university, can we take you to a teacher training college?
Because now you are teaching.
Because now I was teaching, can you just go and become... There was a school called Kiamwenja. I think he had connections in Kiamwenja Teachers College. And he said, why not? You go to Kiamwenja, do your teaching, and now start becoming a teacher. And I completely disagreed with him
Yes.
and with my parents. And I said, no, I want to be a lawyer.
Yes.
And I am going to Catholic University.
Yes.
So I went to Michael's house in the Pipeline. Michael had a small studio. And
studio or single room?
Well, it's a bedsitter, basically.
Okay, that is a studio.
Yes, it's a studio because
the washroom is in there.
The washroom is in
like
there.
A small kitchen.
There's a small kitchen. And Michael, Michael is a very reserved. He's a reserved guy. Does not speak too much, but he's my big brother. He told me, at home I'm called Muremi. Muremi, usijali. Wewe, hii mambo yote itakuwa sawa. So now when I went to Michael's house, I told him, Michael, I am going to Catholic University. And true to the word, orientation in January, I went to Catholic University. So I came from Pipeline. I found my way to how I would go to Langata, blah, blah, blah.
Where the choir is.
Where is. So I went, because how it used to happen those days, I don't know how it happens the same way now. You used to be invited to come for orientation. You do because choir is not a boarding, quote unquote. You come and either you stay at home or get an apartment or hostel. So I went to choir. So you used to be invited to come for orientation to be told what to do, what not. So I actually went for orientation. And I went alone. It was just Karuga. I just went by myself.
Yes.
Nobody else was there. I went to the auditorium. That place was posh.
It's choir, man. It's Catholic University of East Africa.
The fellows that were coming in, they were coming with their parents and they are driving big cars.
Yes. Well dressed.
I came with my shoes were full of dust because now that time choir, when you, I don't know that you know where choir is.
I know where choir is. I've been there.
So choir, that road from
you have to. It's a dusty road. I don't know even now they tarmacked it.
Used to be not tarmacked.
Oh, okay.
Those days used to be it used to be dusty. So when I arrived,
you have to walk like a kilometer or so.
And it is January.
Yeah.
You remember January?
It is dry. And dusty.
And now, remember I told you I used to. I had quit my job as a teacher towards the last quarter of the year to concentrate on the sales. And these sales that I did of books, I used to go walking and on matatu, so I used to also walk long distances. And my shoes now had, you know, how the soles, it was looking up one side. It was unbalanced, you know, because one side of the heel had, in fact...
There's a term they used. The rubber meets the road.
It had met the road. That rubber had met the road. Now, you see what happens when you have a shoe that the heel is... so the upside goes up like this and, you know...
it's trimmed one side.
It's trimmed one side.
So even the walking style actually changes a bit because now one side is a bit...
And the clothes wearing... And that's why I said my uncle, God bless him, from head to toe, I had... been given those clothes by my uncle because he used to give us clothes, you know, he used to give us nice clothes. So, but now, of course, now those clothes he gives us, of course, you have washed them, they have faded. So now I walked from tarmac to choir. I was shown to the auditorium because we were oriented. After the orientation, we were told, now what you will do after the orientation, you will go to the finance office. You clear with the accountant. Once you clear with the accountant, you are going to be given a registration number. You register units or something like that.
And then report.
And then now you report. Well, now, I started just... Because I didn't know anybody.
Yes.
And I could see people looking so nice, my God.
Very organized.
Very organized. People are coming. Now...
And this did not discourage you. You're like, this is the right place.
Yes, I was not discouraged.
Actually, this is the right place. I want to be like these people.
This is where I'm going to be. So I went and looked at the finance office. There was a queue there, but there was not much I could do.
Did you have the money with you?
I had 50,000. But I did not want to do anything with the 50,000 yet because they had said you have to pay 100% of the fees.
Clear the whole thing.
You have to clear the whole thing. So I did not have it. I had 50,000.
Yeah.
Hey. So I went back to Michael's house. I told Michael, where?
Kimeumana.
Hey, but I was not discouraged.
Yes.
You remember the uncle I told you of?
Yeah, the Lavington uncle or the publisher.
No, the Lavington one now.
Okay.
Now he's already moved. He lives in Karen.
He had moved. He had upgraded.
Yes, he's a big man. Respect him. Very good. He's been an inspiration. I went to his office and I said I want to see him. And he gave me audience. I told him, hey, now I've been called this square. And
one thing you didn't tell these people is that you apply this thing on the side. It sounds like you qualified now. They want you there, but ideally, you had actually applied.
Yes, I had applied.
But the big news is that at least one of those guys responded, which is Square.
Yes, he responded, and I went.
And the way you are shaping these narratives that, guys, man, I have an opportunity.
I have an opportunity.
They want me there.
They want me there, but now I don't have the money. So I went and talked to my uncle.
Yeah. You won't mention even the 50,000.
I did not mention.
Yeah.
Because now I was not sure. What
there are extras like transport. You need to buy some clothes and whatnot.
So I went, and my uncle, very gracious man, told me, hey, we spoke. In his office, we spoke. It's a beautiful place. And he gave me some money. And then called one of my cousins, who's a lawyer, who studied law.
Okay.
His sons, one of his sons, and told me, you will be in the hands of
this chief. That means you'll be staying together, or will be guiding you?
He's going to help you.
Okay.
So my uncle handed me over to my cousin.
Did he give you the full school fee?
No. He did not give me the school fee. He gave me, he went to his briefcase. I remember he gave me some amount of money.
Yeah.
And basically, I think it was to tell you, okay, whoever have this amount of money,
just to take care,
just to see. But then he told me, okay, you'll deal with your cousin. So my cousin,
that's gracious, man.
Very gracious.
And maybe if I remember when I'm telling my story, I've ever done the same to one of my uncle. I live to tell, bro. He made me see the world differently.
Yes.
But that was quite gracious for him to really see you through. Yeah.
My uncle always thought very high of me from when I was a small boy. You remember I mentioned I used to write to him.
Yeah.
And he's someone who has been at the level of...
So he could see that vision.
Yes, he could see the vision. And he's a person who was at the level of cabinet secretary level, you know?
Yeah.
And he saw through me, and when he handed me over to my cousin... my cousin had started abroad, of course. He was running his father's business. He was also doing his own thing. And we are namesakes.
Karuga or Moremi?
Moremi.
Okay.
So he told me, okay, you've been called to choir and you don't have the money. Don't worry. These things happen.
Small things.
These are small things. So
one that 3,000. Come on, man.
So he put me in his car. Told me, he used to call me Junior. Junior.
Oh, you are younger than him?
Yes, I'm like 10 years younger than him.
Okay.
So me Junior, ingia 20. So he drove me. We went to Karen.
So you had not visited the home before?
No, I have.
You had visited Lavington?
No, I had visited Karen. For sure.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying we did not go to his house. We did not go to their house. We went to Karen. You see, where is in Karen?
Oh, yeah.
So he took me. I think he picked up a few of his friends who I think went to choir, asked about choir, whatnot, and then he drove me to choir. We went to choir together. He went and spoke to those days used to be called the financial controller. We entered his office, financial controller's office. He went and told the financial controller, this young man, I think he called me, this is my nephew, and he's been called to study law. He does not have the school fees.
Yes.
We are working on it. Please
admit him. Yes.
I don't know whether that gentleman was speaking much because I was admitted.
Yes.
Without paying school fees.
You are like...
So what I did...
How does this world work anyway?
So the money that my uncle had given me, you remember I told you my uncle gave me some money?
Yes.
And then the money I had, part of it, and some money that my cousin gave me. I think it must have been a total of maybe 50,000 together. So I remained with something small. I was to deposit that money, and then the financial controller said, this guy is going to be admitted. He's going to pay school, is going to clear school fees in due time. And then my cousin did not stop there. My cousin gave me money and told me, this money is to get you a hostel. So we went, saw a hostel. Very posh hostel. He paid, so everybody thought I came from a very wealthy family.
Yeah.
He paid for my accommodation. He gave me money.
For a whole month or the whole semester?
The entire semester.
Yeah.
He gave me the money. I think I can't remember how much we used to pay. He gave me money. And maybe I must mention this. So, Catholic University, where the law block is, maybe they have changed now. It used to be called Kanyarati, Kanyarati Halls. So the hostel I got was just next to Kanyarati. It was called Gloria Hostel or Glory, something like that. So my cousin paid for that accommodation, gave me money and told me, don't you worry. What we will do, shule utasoma. You are going to go to school and you're going to, because even me, I think he had also seen the potential.
Yeah.
And he told me, I'm going to hold your hand. You're going to go to school. Don't you worry about it. So now, when I went back to Michael's house, I told Michael, by the way, Michael,
me, I'm moving out.
I'm moving out because I have been given money by Moremi to pay for my accommodation.
Yes.
I have registered for the units and I've registered to be a student. I already have my registration number,
yes.
101-644-1 at Catholic University.
Yes.
And now I am just set to go and start classes.
Yes.
So what Michael did, because I have already paid money at the hostel, Michael used to drive my uncle's old CRV, CRV Honda.
Yes.
So he had been given to be driving it.
The same uncle?
Not my uncle who owns a printing press.
Okay.
So Michael told me, very nice. So in fact, I took things from Michael's house. I took a blanket from Michael's house.
True to the word.
Yes.
A child in Africa is a community child.
Yes. I took a blanket from Michael's house. I took, what is it called? I took bed sheets from Michael's house.
Yeah.
And I took some of Michael's clothes.
Okay.
He gave me. Generous man.
Yeah.
He used to, even growing up, he used to give me his clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. His shoes.
Yeah.
And then we put, I did not have a bag.
Yes.
You know these, what we call Nigerian bags? You know them, eh?
Yes.
So those Nigerian bags are the ones I packed my things in.
Yeah.
Put them in the boot of the CRV and Michael drove me
to Kwea.
Yes. Now the hostel.
Yes.
We had beef with my parents because now, quote unquote, beef of, so my auntie and uncle, by that standard, were also, they had really taken care of me as I grew up. And they could see the danger of me trying to go to an expensive school, while else there is no money to pay. So they were of the opinion, you need to go to
maybe college.
Go to college and then you can upgrade slowly.
Teaching college, yeah.
But then I was against it and I said, no, I don't want to do that.
Because actually they're setting you up to do it at your own expense.
Yes. So I will not do it.
Yeah.
Okay? But now, so it got to a place where now I was mad at them, and of course they were mad at me. Even my parents were mad at me.
Yeah.
So they just had news that I have gone to Kwea. So Michael took me to Kwea. So I got the hostel, whatnot. The biggest challenge came when we started school. So the day I was to report, so I reported after people had already started the classes.
Why?
Because you remember I paid my school fees later.
So you also paid your school fee?
No, you remember, what I'm saying is after I have been given this money, by the time I had gone to see my uncle, orientation had been over.
Okay, I see.
People had
so
already,
by the time you're sorting all these things, people had already reported.
People had reported.
Okay.
So now when I joined, the class was already formed. So I remember when I went to, of course, I look completely like a village boy. And in Kwea now,
it's serious people.
It's bougie people.
Yeah.
Now when I went to class, I sat next to a very beautiful girl. My goodness. I think I will withhold the name.
And lawyers are beautiful guys.
This girl was beautiful. So I sat next to her and I asked. Of course, I look like a village boy completely.
Quick pause, folks. We're stepping into a brief interlude, but stay tuned because after the break, we dive deeper into the incredible journey of our guest. Meanwhile, we'd like to send a massive shout out to our sponsors for empowering this exchange of ideas and innovation. We'll be right back on Impact Masters. Subscribe, follow, and share. Check us out at www.impactmasters.com.